Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. So, is Africa safe for Black Americans? Now, I know that there's a big push now towards Africa and people trying to connect with Africa. Many people are going over there to relocate permanently. But the question remains, is Africa safe for Black Americans? So, let's take a look at it.
Black Americans have no business moving to Africa. Africans don't even want to be in Africa. Africans will chop off their right leg and sell their best sandal to come to America. But yet your goofy ass want to move to Africa? What are you doing? You're in the best country in the world. And we built this country. We didn't build Africa. The same way that they don't want to be in Africa, your black ass shouldn't want to be in Africa either. If Africa was so great, people would want to move there. People don't want to move there. Africans don't even want to move there. Chinese people like moving there because they take advantage of the land and the people. White people like moving there because they take advantage of the land and the people. You can't do that. As a Black American, you cannot do that. They're just going to price gouge you. They're going to ask you for money, and they're going to treat you like a foreigner.
Now, that's one man's opinion, and we have heard that before. Black people who travel to Africa and try to do business in Africa say some of those very same things that he has said. Now, on the other hand, there are others who have a wonderful experience in Africa. So I'm sure that it depends on who you are and where you are. But he's right that Africans do not want to live in Africa. We just heard that the Japanese were going to give Africans a space in Japan where they could live and work and build their families, I guess. And the Japanese people had a fit. 10,000 of them took to the streets to protest having those Africans in their country. Meanwhile, back in Africa, they were handing out visas going and coming. Africans desperate to get out of Africa and go anywhere else to live. So here is Donnie in timeout.
So yeah, the Prime Minister of Japan is resigning. That whole African hometown program created mass protests throughout Japan. Japanese are like, we do not want y'all to migrate or bring in 300,000 Africans into Japan, flooding the tech market. That's what they wanted them to do to get these tech jobs, which Japan is already experiencing a job shortage. So they're like, no. So they heard the people and he resigned. Check this out, y'all.
Japanese people are waking up. On August 31st, about 10,000 people gathered in Tokyo to protest against Prime Minister Ishiba's immigration policies. The demonstrators demanded the resignation of the Prime Minister and called for a halt to the large-scale immigration plans. The government intends to accept 300,000 foreign workers from Africa to work in technology and AI sectors. While the government cites labor shortages, many citizens express strong concerns about public safety, social stability, and the impact on Japanese culture and values.
America isn't the only one saying America first. Japan too. Some may say Japan dodged the pew.
So for all of the bragging that the Africans do, Africa is rising, Africa is the future, Africa is rich, Africa this, Africa that, they still don't want to live there. And that's the most telling thing about Africa. The people who have the most to gain by living there don't want to live there. And so then the question is it a good place for Black Americans to live? A lot of Black Americans are very hopeful. They think that there's somewhere else in the world better than America for Black people to live. And I think the Black people who feel that way should experience these other places. Because for some, America may have been too traumatizing. There's a song we sing. There's a song they sing in the church. I've been in the storm too long. I think that's Joe Lagon and Mighty Clouds of Joy. I've been in the storm too long. So some of us may have been in the storm too long. The storm being the United States of America, and need to get out. But you really need to be careful about where you're going when you go somewhere, because my fear is that Africa, seeing that Black Americans have done so well. We brag about the spending power, but we don't just have spending power. We have savvy. We have first world experience. We know how the first world operates, or we ought to, and Africans really don't. The fact that they come over here running their mouth using no manners lets you know that they really don't understand how the first world works. Nevertheless, I came across this video of a Black American who has moved to Ghana, and I listened to this video and I found it very compelling. So listen to this.
I have met beautiful people in Ghana, whether it's Ghanaians, whether it's African Americans, whether it's other people who are coming into Ghana to pursue either their happiness, trying to reach their potentials. Many people have come out of America, the UKs and Canadas, coming back with hopes of a better life. I did many interviews of people here in Ghana who have had hopes coming here only to be scammed, only to be taken advantage of, only to be land to be taken off. I know people who have been killed here in Ghana because of land disputes. And yet Ghana has made this whole door of return to be some sense of a historical event that, in my opinion, it was only a ploy, a plot, a scheme to get the dollars out of the hand to bring in to Ghana. The last number I was told, there's over 15,000 of us here in Ghana. And I know without the 15,000 of us that are here and those that come back and forth and the money that is sent outside of the country of Ghana, Ghana could not stand. I'm going to put it out there. We have come here to build businesses. And I know my brothers and sisters there in the Hebrew Israelite community. They are pillars here in Ghana. They have factories. They have businesses. They have farming. They have done so much. And it hurts me to the core when I see that when we come with good intentions, a good heart, and trying to come and establish a new way of life, and we hire the locals, we supply the jobs, we are creating an industry for Ghana, and yet we're overlooked, used and abused, and yet we still don't even have a voice.
Now, he's not saying anything different than what other Black Americans have said after moving to Africa. So I think you should take what these people say seriously, because they are trying. They want to make it work over there, and they are trying. But then they come up against the same tribalism system, really. They don't have any smoke for white people. They don't ever have a problem with white people or any non-Black people. But when a Black person comes over there, apparently they pull out the knives. They bring out their best weapons for anybody Black. You know, they don't want Nigerians in their country, but I don't think anybody wants Nigerians in their country. But Black Americans going with good intentions. I didn't realize that the Hebrew Israelites were so established over there, but it sounds like they're dug in. So anyway, if anybody is considering moving to Africa, do your research. Make sure you do your research and see if there are any Black Americans present in those countries, and talk to them. And look at what the laws are, and look at what the State Department says. You can't always trust what the State Department says about these countries, but check them out anyway. And, the best of luck to you. But this man says Ghana is no good place for Black Americans. And I think anybody who's planning to go over there should take it seriously. All right, y'all, let me know what you think about the video, and have a great day.